Hey guys, so anybody who does not know who I am, or you're just stumbling upon this video, it's definitely a different video than I've made before, and I feel like people who are not necessarily searching for my type of content might come across this video, but I will introduce myself. My name is Levi. I am a 25-year-old trans man, which means I was assigned female at birth, and at the age of 23, I think I was, I started my transition and hormone replacement therapy a couple years ago. So that's normally what I make videos about. But I think this experience that is, you can see the title of the video, my experience with hypnotherapy might be something that a lot of other people experience just besides trans people. So just wanted to give that sort of background because hypnotherapy is something that a lot of people might search for, and if they come across this video, they might just be curious about me. But basically, I'm going to talk about the time that I got hypnotized and how it has either helped me or not. So I think basically to start off, I have always had a massive fear of needles, like very bad. And obviously I have a lot of tattoos, so that fear was more towards getting my blood drawn and getting shots. Was never, I don't know, tattoos were just kind of different for me. It didn't really bother me. I think it's just because I couldn't really see the needle, and it's just it's a whole different kind of process. And I think it probably stemmed from, I think I was in like 7th grade, and I was getting like a bunch of shots I had to get. I don't know, like flu shot, this, whatever they were. And I was like really overwhelmed, and I was crying, and I was upset. And we went to go, I was leaving the appointment after I got all the shots and whatever. And I passed out, and I hit my head really hard, and it was just kind of like a traumatizing thing that happened to me. And I think that sort of was in my subconscious for the rest of my life and stuck with me, and it was just something that prevented me from like being able to just get a shot and not have this anxiety about it. So pretty much from that day, I just I never gotten blood drawn. I would never get a flu shot. I would refuse. I don't think yeah, like literally. And the sort of turning point for me where I was like, okay, this is a problem. This is something I need to like figure out and get over. Was when I started to realize that I was trans, and a big thing for me was I knew I was gonna have to get my blood drawn. I knew that I was gonna have to do injections, and I was gonna have to deal with needles. So I oh my god, I lost my train of thought. So I knew that that was something I was gonna have to face, and the girl that I was dating at the time, she knew that this was like something I was struggling with, and she found actually a Groupon for hypnotherapists, and it was like an hour-and-a-half session for like $50. Like it was a really good deal, and she got that for me for my birthday or Christmas or something like that. And I was really nervous to make the appointment too, because then I was like, oh, this feels like so real. But it was definitely something I had looked into. It's like hypnotherapy is like probably the only thing I can think that could help me, maybe. So I finally, like a little bit while later, I made the appointment, and it was a very interesting experience. It's definitely hard to kind of explain, but I'm trying to do my best. But the woman who did it was really, really awesome. Like, I feel like and it was a Groupon. Like, it was such a random thing, and the woman is so amazing at what she does, and she cares so much that I don't know about, like, other people's experiences that they could have with this. Because she was good at it, and she didn't care about, like, the money aspect of it. She was definitely someone who was like, if you are really struggling, and, like, you can only pay me $1 every day until it's whatever, like, that's fine. Like, she just cared about helping people, basically. So I got really lucky, being able to go to her. And so basically what happened during my session with her was we kind of talked about why I was there, and it was, I was like, my fear of needles is really bad. I can't do it. So she started, I don't know. So basically, it was a little room that we were in, like a very, very small room, and there was like a big lazy boy like recliner in the middle of the room, and then her desk, and I was sitting at her desk, and my girlfriend at the time came with me. She let her like sit there and like watch the whole thing happen, which was pretty cool too. So she like put on some like music stuff, and she started asking me some questions, and I just kind of sat like with my arm like this on the table, and she was talking to me, and I had my eyes closed, and she was asking me like a series of questions, and she had me like nod yes or no to them, and basically kept asking these questions and doing these things until my mind was like able to be suggestive, is I think what it's called. Like, oh my god, my chair is so squeaky. But so she broke it all down for me too. Like, she explained every single thing. She drew out a little brain about your subconscious and all that stuff. And I'm probably terrible at explaining it, but this is just, I mean, you can kind of look up all this information. But I don't know. Basically, at least what she did was she asked me a series of questions. A lot of them were similar or repetitive, and whatever this technique is, it gets you to a state where you are subjective to what she is saying. So it's not like you're like not aware of anything and you're like, oh my god, like if she said jump off a bridge, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Like, no, that's not how it is. It's and it's not like when you're in high school and you like get hypnotized and it's like, oh my god, you do funny stuff. Because I did that, and it's definitely different than that. So it took a long time. Like, it definitely took a while for me to like be where she needed me to be, and she had me have my arm here and slowly bring it towards my face. And basically, once my hand just kind of lifted itself up and made its way to my nose or my face, is when I was like good to go. I don't know. And she had me like wake up and then go over to the lazy boy recliner and sit there, and she just started, I don't even remember like a lot of it. This was quite a few years ago too, but she had me she just said a lot of stuff to me, and basically got my mind, like, you're doing it yourself. Like, even though she's there, she's kind of helping you through it, and so it's helping you tap into your subconscious, because the traumatic event that I had where my fear of needles really accelerated is in my subconscious. So every time I wasn't thinking about that, but subconsciously it was always there. So it was like, needles are bad. Like, so what she was doing was helping me get to that part of my brain to sort of filter that out and replace it with a different thought, basically. So then subconsciously I wouldn't be thinking about it. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but I hope this makes a little bit of sense. So yeah, I think she pretty much had me. She had me find like the place that I'm happiest, and she had me picture it, and there was like colors and stuff like that, and she was like, "What color do you see? And what do you see?" And I saw like cobblestone, like roads and stuff, and I think I saw the color purple also, and so she had me replace the negative thoughts of the needles basically with those thoughts of the place that I feel like happy and I feel safe. And I think it was like this town that I loved going to, where we had like cobblestone roads and stuff. That's the only thing I can think of. It's like by the beach and stuff like that. So I think that's what I was thinking of, and so I kind of just like put that into my subconscious, and then she kind of like, slowly, gradually woke me up, and well, before that actually, the whole time this was all happening, I was like crying, laughing, like it was all the emotions. Like it was really, it was really weird. I could not control any of them. So that was something to expect, is all of your emotions will just kind of come out that you didn't know you could feel all at once. But anyway, so after she woke me up, it was like, you know, it felt a little weird, but I felt very relaxed. I felt like I just took like a pretty good nap. And then she sat down with me and we talked some more, and it was just really cool. And she let me pick out like a stone. She was like, "What color did you see?" And I said purple. And I picked up this purple stone that she had. And she basically said, you know, the next, like, whenever I go to get blood work done or get a shot or anything like that, she said to bring this stone with me to, like, remember that place that I saw. And, you know, she's like, she said a big thing for her is if you're, like, nervous or having anxiety, like, your hands are cold. Like, if your hands are cold, like, she's like, wear gloves, bring headphones, listen to music, like, or hand warmers or anything like that. Like, you want your hands to be warm, you want to take yourself to that place. Like, she was saying that she puts herself into hypnosis all the time. Like, when she goes to the dentist and she gets a root canal, she doesn't use, like, Novocaine or anything. She puts headphones on and, like, makes sure her hands are warm, and she, like, puts herself into a state of hypnosis, and she does not feel pain. And her dentist looks at her like she's crazy, but it works. So she said, you're gonna put yourself into that state of hypnosis, and you're not gonna, like, think about the needles and everything like that. So I think it was like quite maybe like a year later almost when I actually like ended up needing to get blood work, honestly, and to start testosterone. And it was totally fine. Like, it was really weird that I just did it. Like, I brought my headphones, I brought my stone, I brought hand warmers, and I didn't even end up, like, putting headphones in. I just, like, was so casual about it. I don't know. I don't think I would have ever been able to do that. And I did. And I did it again and again and again, and I got blood work a bunch more times. And then a major thing was, like, the dentist Novocaine shots were, like, I was like, that's going to be the true test, because I never really had to, like, give blood. So once I did, I was like, oh, like, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's not the pain. Like, it was never about the pain for me. It was always just about, like, that area in general on my arm being touched and stuff. So once I kind of just, like, got over that, that was fine. But, like, for me, the Novocaine that they use at the dentist was, like, pain and uncomfortable. So I was like, whenever I have cavities all the time, whenever I have to get another cavity filled, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So I'd always gotten laughing gas to, like, calm me down whenever I get a cavity filled, and then they would do the Novocaine. And the last time it had happened before I got hypnotized, I, like, freaked out and, like, almost couldn't do it. And so fast forward, I get hypnotized, I have another cavity, surprise. And so I'm at this new dentist, and he's like, yeah, we don't have laughing gas here. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was freaking out, and he was like, yeah, no, like, you'll be fine. Like, trust me, you'll be okay. I was like, okay. So I made my appointment, and he came in, and I was sitting up, and I was just chilling, and he was like, all right, we're gonna, like, numb this area. And then he gave me the Novocaine shot, and I was totally fine. I was like, oh, okay, that was not a big deal. Like, I'd also brought my headphones too, and I didn't even, like, have time to think about it. I just was, like, keeping my hands warm and just, like, thinking about my happy place, I guess, and it was just fine. And I don't know, that's why I said it's hard to explain, because it's just going to be different for everybody, especially like, whatever fear or phobia you might have. But I mean, it seemed to have worked for me. I started doing testosterone, but I was doing a gel, so I was like still kind of avoiding needles for a little bit. But this past year, I switched to needles, and every week I've been giving myself a shot. And my parents are pretty shook by that. They're very surprised that I can do that. They don't get it. They're just like, wow, like how? I was like, I don't know. I got hypnotized and it worked, I guess. And and I even got surgery too. And that was the first time I ever gotten surgery. I got top surgery, and the like IV part freaked me out because it would be there the whole time. And my mom was there, and I just kind of like had my arm out. I was just like talking to her, and she was looking at me like waiting for me to cry, waiting for me to freak out. And that lady was like digging that needle in. She missed a few times. Like, it was not a fun experience, but I was just like totally chill about it. And my mom was like, wow, okay. I guess you could do it. So, yeah, I can't really fully explain it. I just kind of talk about my experience and what it was like for me, and totally worth it. Like, I ended up bringing one of my friends to her, the hypnotherapist lady, and because my friend had really bad anxiety, and I think she helped her out a little bit, but you have to be willing to, like, you have to be willing to, like, absorb the information and be in the right state of mind to do it, I guess. Like, because you're doing it yourself, pretty much. Like, you're tapping into that part of your brain that not many people can tap into, and there's certain, like, I don't know, you have to be in the right state of mind, I guess. So, yeah, I think if you're thinking about it and it's something you want to do, and it's worth a try. And I don't know how much it is for other people, but like I said, I paid like, it's like 50 or 60 bucks for like an hour and a half initial session, and I didn't have to go back again. Like, you could keep going back if you want, if it doesn't really, like, if you're still having like trouble with whatever you went there for, you could definitely still go and like try again, I guess. But or some people just like do it for like maintenance. Like, it's something that's just like a therapy to them, because it's like it's healing them in a way. So yeah, I would say just do your research, try and find someone who has good reviews, who's reputable, and I don't think it hurts to try it and see if it works for you, because it worked for me. So especially something with like a fear of needles, where there's usually some subconscious reason why you're not okay with it. So to be able to get to that part of your brain and like replace those bad thoughts with like good ones, using hypnotherapy. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about my experience. I definitely made a video about this like a long time ago, and it was just like all over the place. Even this video was kind of all over the place. But I kind of wanted to just reshoot it now, many years later, after I've done all of the things involving needles, and I've been okay. So yeah, I hope this helped any of you guys, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and hopefully you try it out. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, or if you have any questions. But peace.